Welcome to Feldenkrais with Taro Iwamoto. I am Taro, and today I will be guiding you through a short knee and hip strengthening stabilization routine. All you need for this practice is your body, a dowel, a stick, and your attention. That's it. So let's get started. I prefer, unless you have a very sensitive feet, I prefer to do this exercise barefoot. Well, actually, I prefer to do most of the exercise barefoot, but that's just me. But for this one, it's nice to be practicing on the barefoot so that you can get a nice sensory feedback from your feet, if you are able to. So, dowel, as long as it is about 4 feet long, and should work. If it is too short, it just may not work. And so just to find a dowel, a broomstick or something like that for this practice. So starting split stance. So feet about shoulder width apart or so, and then spread your feet apart long. And so you have to kind of experiment in how wide or how long the stance is, and as you go through the lessons. And turn your back foot like at about 30-degree out, or maybe 45-degree out angle, depending on the comfort. And let's start with this one. Let's put the dowel, or the stick, like in a space right about between your feet, and hold with your, I'm doing with my right leg back, left leg forward, and I'm holding the dowel with my right hand. So I'm weight shifting back onto my right leg and keeping my torso relatively upright. Shifting the weight back onto the right foot, and I'm bending my knee, bending my hip, but not bending so much forward yet. Okay, so as I'm shifting the weight back, I am tilting the dowel with me back. Like so. Okay. Going back and back to the neutral. Going back and back to the neutral. Now, you can put your left hand on the dowel. And then as you are shifting away back and then tilting the dowel back, same time, I know it gets a little complicated, but slide your left hand down the dowel a little bit, which means you're going to bend a little more forward at your hips. And try keeping your spine neutral as you're sliding your hand down and bending at the hips so that you don't end up in rounding your back. So it looks like this. Instead of like this, right? So all the movements I'm doing from my hips and the knees. Right, so shifting the weight back, sliding hand down. Then I'm loading my hip, loading my quads, and then coming back to the neutral. So what's happening to the foot? Pay attention. If the foot is rolling outward, you're losing the stability of your ankle, knee, and the hip. So make sure that you keep your foot stable as you do that. So that's why doing it in a barefoot is helpful, because you can get a nice feedback and you can tell right away when your ankle becomes unsteady, then everything else becomes unsteady. So stabilize your ankle, your foot. So you are training the whole kinetic chain, your ankle stability, knee stability, and your hip, and your back as well. Okay. I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to switch sides, switch stance. I'm going to put right leg forward, left leg back, foot slightly turned out. So first, starting with a little warm-up, weight shifting back by bending slightly at the knee and the hip. Back and neutral, back and neutral. So training these movement patterns is really helpful for people who have a knee pain, and because this is balancing out and training your hip with the knee all together, so that you don't end up in straining your knee too much as you are, for example, going up and down the hill. Because you want the hip to be integrated with your knee, and the hips got a lot stronger muscles than your knees, your quads. So if you can integrate your hips with the knee, and can take a lot of load off of your knee, which is great. All right, so now as I'm shifting the weight back, tilting the dowel back, sliding my right hand down along the pole. And this time, I'm allowing my hip to bend, flex, but not my spine. So my spine staying neutral. Don't forget to stabilize your ankle, or your knee is going to be unstable as well. Keep your foot stable, keep your ankle stable, keep your back stable. A lot to pay attention. Looks simple, but there's a lot going on with this movement. Here. Okay, I can definitely feel my quads, I can definitely feel my glutes, your hips. They're all working together. Okay, and we'll take a break, and now I'm going to do one more variation. Spread your feet wider apart, wider than your hips. Your toes, your feet point straight forward, and place the dowel right in front, a little bit away from your body. Okay. And this time I'm going to shift my weight onto the right foot. Same time, tilting the dowel to the side, to the right side. Yep. And back. Almost like doing a side lunging motion, keeping my spine straight instead of doing this. So I am moving whole body together, shifting weight, stabilizing my right ankle so that I don't roll my ankle and destabilize my knee. Here. If you can keep your foot stable, and your knee is going to be stable. Right? Knee is influenced by what happens to the ankle, what happens to the hip. So if you can stabilize it from both ends, and then the knee is going to be safe. So now let's add in, as you shift, load into the right leg, tilting the dowel to the side, and now sliding my left hand down along the dowel, here, which means I'm allowing my hips to bend, not my back, keeping my back neutral, and then coming back. So I'm adding more hips to help my knee. So I'm training my hip with the knee together. Back. So as you return to the neutral, use your right leg to bring yourself back up. Push through the right foot. Here. Let's try the other side. Let's start with the weight shifting to the left. Keeping my body straight so far. Now, sliding my right hand down the dowel as I'm shifting weight to the left side and then coming back. Okay. Very often, and the people destabilize ankle and then the knee goes all over the place, or starting to move from the spine, not moving from the hip as much. So keeping the back, spine neutral, and moving from the hip and coming back. All right, that's enough for me right now. And for you who do this one the first time, might be, just taking a little bit longer time to practice the first one, sliding, weight shifting back and sliding hand down. And just take your time to practice the first one first, and then once you can master that movement, and then you can also try the other one and side to side. You don't have to do them all together unless you feel that you are moving quite well and you know how your body is moving, then you can do both of them. Okay, but this is a really nice way to train your quads and to keep your knees stable. You are retraining the movement patterns in the hips and the knees that are working together. All right, I hope you enjoyed this one. Check out these videos, and if you like this video, and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. Comment below how helpful you found this video was. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Happy mindful movement. Bye bye.